First of all, good afternoon. Before we get started with the festival stuff, I want to start off by thanking all of you for what you've helped us with these last 4 days with the festival. There's no doubt in my mind that the collaboration with you guys and our public information officers in allowing us to get this information out on a daily basis really contributed to the success that we had this year in the St. Patrick's Day Festival. So again, thank you for that. My name is Major Devon Adams, Special Operations Commander. This year's festival, we netted 54 arrests. 44 were misdemeanors and 10 were felonies. This number is up slightly from 2016, where we arrested 39 individuals. 23 of the arrests were alcohol related. As you guys know, that was our primary focus this year. We started talking about it on Thursday and we continued all the way through. And that was our primary focus in the women and men of Savannah Chatham Metropolitan Police Department, along with Georgia Revenue Alcohol and Tobacco Unit, and our Alcohol, Beverage, and Compliance Unit did a great job in focusing on that. With that, we were able to get great numbers when it came to underage drinking. We were able to deal with overconsumption of alcohol. With Georgia State Patrol, they gave us over 100 troopers for manpower. As a result of that, along with our Traffic Division Heat Unit, we were able to focus on traffic citations and DUIs. The troopers netted 854 traffic stops. They issued out 611 citations, and they arrested 60 people for DUI. So again, coming into this festival, our focus was on alcohol, and as you can see, everything went pretty well in getting that across. Our Heat Unit, they had 12 DUIs arrests in the festival area, and they were basically dealing in the festival area while Georgia State Patrol took care of the outside area. Also, we'd like to commend the rest of the men of Savannah Chatham Metropolitan Police Department that took care of the county-wide while we were down here in the festival area. We didn't have any violent crimes during this festival area outside of the festival area, so they're to be commended as well. Again, coming into this festival, we made it clear that our focus was going to be on alcohol-related issues, and I think we did a great job in keeping that promise to you guys. So again, thank you for everything that you've done for us, and we'd like to thank the community for their support as well. Any questions of me?
Good afternoon. Major Robert Gavin was the nighttime incident commander during Patrick's Day. During this year, we had we did have several people that entered our Savannah River illegally and went swimming. We had 3 individuals that occurred to. The Savannah Fire, along with Metro police officers, were involved in removing them from the river during those incidents. They were charged with the city ordinance for that violation. Our officers have worked along with the Counter Narcotics Team, CNT, to make 11 drug-related arrests during the festival. And, again, that was part of our undercover presence during that. They also were calling out any issues that they saw needed to be handled. We want to commend our community for letting us know when they saw things. We had people that were reporting things to officers, and that was able to get our officers to react and quell any issues or take care of problems as they occurred, which is part of that shared responsibility that we were talking about, where community takes part in us being able to police the community. I want to thank the citizens, everybody here locally who lives here, who has to live through St. Patrick's Day along with us. They're very supportive of the police department and the festival itself, along with our visitors and friends that came. I think it was a successful St. Patrick's Day festival. I want to take a second to thank the civilian employees, all of our sworn police officers, and all the other law enforcement partners that we had in town for this event. It takes a large bit of teamwork and cooperation to pull off a festival like this, and we had great support from again, Georgia State Patrol, Department of Revenue, Alcohol Tobacco Division, Chatham County Sheriff's Office, CNT, Homeland Security, of course some of our local municipalities, and federal, state, and local law enforcement. One of the things we were trying to do was to put the message out about towing and parking and the congestion that people are going to be coming into, and having a plan going downtown. We believe that the social media and the police department pushed out a lot of that information. This year we towed half of the cars that we did in the previous years, and that to us is a success. What we were trying to do, we'd much rather not tow any. So that's why we're using our Swift Reach, using our social media, using our website, and of course we partnered with Waze and all of those things to use technology to try and better get the word out so that people aren't inconvenienced. So I think based on that, and along with the media helping us push our message out, was a very important tool in this being a success. So if there are any questions.
Is there anything specific that you learned from this year that you'll implement next year?
Well, I mean, we start planning for next year now. I mean, we take what we do after actions on all festival and incidents like this, and we find out what worked and what didn't. The things change, some parts of the festival change, and so we look at all of that, from traffic to times and outdoor sales. All of those things are a part of what we assess when it comes over, and our ability to move in and out, and manpower and all of those things. So we begin assessing this as soon as it's done. We find out, and we try to make adjustments for next year. Of course, as technology changes and things like that, we might try something new and test it out during our festivals to see how it works and if it's something that'll help us in the future.
Major, I felt safer walking around downtown this year than I did last year. A lot safer. And I've talked to some of the people that I've walked downtown with, and they said the same thing. Is that truly just an example of so many different departments that came together and implemented the plan that you guys already had in place?
Well, we had the same plans, and part of it, I think, is us explaining what you're seeing and what's going to happen, and letting the public know, here's what you can expect. Like I said, people's perception of things, it's hard to tell, but one of the things we really wanted to do was be visible. We wanted, and so when we have our officers out there, we wanted it so when you walk this way, you saw an officer. When you went to this intersection, you saw an officer. So that along with, using our staff and deploying people in the right way and at the right times is an important part of how you feel when you're down there. And I think along with that, there were a lot of people down here. I don't know the exact number, but I mean there was a lot of people at times downtown, and so we wanted to make sure there was a presence and that people knew that if something did go wrong, there was an officer close by that they could talk to and pass that information on to them.
With the amount of law enforcement nature that you guys had collectively, did anything surprise you, good or bad, with the way the weekend went?
No, there was no real surprises. I mean, like I said, you always wonder what kind of a crowd's going to come out, whether it be if it's going to be a large crowd or a small crowd. The weather dictates a lot of that sometimes. There's all kinds of variables that affect it. But I think these full weekend festivals give us a true idea of what what we're going to have on average when we have a full weekend festival. So we're able to gauge that, but we also, like I said, we'll be able to make adjustments where it seemed like there was more people who went to City Market than last year than this year. So we might adjust some of the things in City Market to make adjustments for those kind of things. And so what attracts people to one area to another is something we have to look at what kind of entertainment they're putting there, how much kind of when is it going to be happening, things like that. So you can kind of gauge the crowd and where you need your police response.
Well, being that it was on a Friday, I know a lot of people that I've spoken with, they thought it was going to be a lot more ruckus than it was. Did y'all expect it to be, I guess, as tame as it was this year? I mean, I know there were a lot of things that happened, but did you have the same impression that it could have been a lot worse being on the weekend?
Well, I mean, I don't look at it as going into it thinking it's going to be worse. I look at it as, we want to make sure everybody has a good time. I know we did push out and let you know we were not going to tolerate underage drinking. We were not going to tolerate disorderly conduct. And so we were aggressive and very open and out there with the public when it came to, if you're going to start acting raucous, we're going to remove you from that area. I mean, we were trying to be very upfront with that so that people drank in moderation and did not get to the point where, the more alcohol you have, the more people you get, the more people bump into each other, and that's how fights start. So we were trying to limit the amount of people that were like that. I mean, of course, you're going to have that, but we were trying to identify those people that were too intoxicated and either get them out of there, or if they broke the law, then they were going to go to jail. So I think we took an aggressive stance on that, and it showed in the lack of fights that occurred. I mean, we really didn't have a lot of, we had some skirmishes, but we didn't have a lot of big fights. And, and I think that's a testament to our officers being there and moving around and stepping in when they see something right away, or someone telling them, hey, there's someone acting up, and officers going over and quelling it before it got worse. So. Any questions? That's it. Thank you.